Back in the den, week 3 here with head men's and women's wrestling coach Terry Pack. Terry, we've talked a lot about what's going on here, but really haven't touched on the philosophy. What would you like to see?
Yeah, I guess the misconception that people have when they start talking about philosophies is they start saying, well, you know, I want to have more takedowns than somebody else. I want to be more conditioned than everybody else. I want to be more, I want to be able to be faster. I want to be able to get off bottom. And for us, we understand that building the culture is going to bring all of those things, right? So for us, our key philosophy is only to build a culture. So when people say, what's your philosophy? I'm like, it's building the right culture. And like I said, I write things down. This is what we kind of came up with. In the beginning of the year, I've shared it with my coaches. I've shared it with our athletes. I've shared it with our families. And now I'm sharing it with everybody, right? Because I think it's important that the college and everybody understands what we're trying to do. So for us, our philosophy is build a culture. And we figure if we develop a great culture, that we're going to get the maximum piece of our performance, right? We want to teach those kids to be able to perform, but to do it with moral character. And people are like, well, what the hell does that mean? I'm like, well, you know what? I'm like, we want them to perform with moral character and perseverance, right? We want to teach them to persevere through really hard times, and we want to teach them that they can do wrestling and be good people. So simply for us, we want them to be good students, we want them to be good teammates, we want them to be coachable, and we want them to work unselfishly to build the entire team. And I think what happens when you see that is if you can build that culture where kids are unselfish and they're coachable and they have the team atmosphere, then what's going to happen is that's that moral piece, right? Is being able to be more loyal to each other. Then that's going to help them perform. Because when you're truly concerned about everybody else on your team getting better, you get better. And so we know we're going to get faster. We know we're going to get better on bottom. We know we're going to get better on top if we have people that are willing to unselfishly work for each other in the room. And that's the culture that we're trying to build. You know, we want to, and then we're going to build on that foundation of skill, right? Strength, speed, quickness, weight room training, conditioning. But we want them to do that at the highest level. So that's where our performance piece comes in, you know. We want them to perform with moral character and perseverance. And, we took that right to the beginning. We talked about perseverance. It's like, if you want them to learn to persevere, you have to put them in the toughest situations that you can, right? That's how you build a good soldier, right? I'm a Marine, and that's how you build a good soldier. That's how you build good people. You get that support behind you. So for me, it's like we want to teach them to persevere, but we want them to be able to learn how to do it with each other. That's the moral piece, right? Learning how to do it together. And then we get them up early. We hit them with study hall. We train them extremely hard. We condition them extremely hard. And we take them to the best tournaments in the country. And we do all of that because you can never learn to persevere if you haven't went through the trials or tribulations to get it. So for us, it's about developing performance through moral character and perseverance. And when they do that, I think it's a nutshell to develop a national championship.
Absolutely. And you look at some of the wrestlers that we featured, and you can tell there's a lot of hard work going into this. You've got a couple of events coming up. First of all, a scrimmage coming up, and there's a little bit more that's going into this scrimmage rather than let's just get on the mats. I mean, this is going to have an impact on who is going to be seeing the mat during the regular season. Talk a little bit about that.
100%. So like we have a lot of days that go back to back to back. So we want to be able to get that hierarchy of a lineup, right? We want to know who's first string, who's fourth string. So our scrimmage is actually going to be our final wrestle-offs as well. Okay. And then on Saturday night, we're doing a parents social, open to the town, open to the public, open to fans at 402. It's $10, and it's a taco bar. And they can go on our website, they can go to the Twitter links and just hit the Google form and reserve their spot. And they're gonna get to meet the coaches, we're gonna have a bunch of free stuff. So if you get there and you bring your daughters, you bring your sons, and they wanna come and meet the team and see what we're about, That's a first-hand piece on Saturday night, right? To do it in a non-interacting way. And then guess what? Then on Sunday, we're going to get on the mat and we're going to get things done. We are going to find out who put in the time to perform. Back to our philosophy is we're going to find out who put the time in to perform and who's going to persevere in that wrestle up. And we know there's a lot of state championships that have been wrestled that are all going to be seeing each other again. We have 5, 6 multiple time state police winners. I mean, this is going to be a heck of a deal, you know. And at the end of that night, as soon as the wrestle offs are done, we're going to give the starters their starting gear for the week. As our first duel is at home right around that following Thursday. So we're going to have everything ready, man. That's going to be those people that win that day are going to represent the first ever matches in wrestling held at SCC.
Yeah, that's pretty historical stuff.
Yeah, we think so.
Tell us how important it is to you and for this program to get out into the community. You're doing this fundraiser, you're out in the community. I mean, it's important to know that we've got some folks that are putting some hard work in. We wanted to have them come see you.
And you know, and I think that goes back again to building a culture. Like we said, it's like we want to build that culture of unselfishness, right? We want to build that culture of where people care about each other. Well, guess what? We can't do it without this community. Yeah. And coaches that are out there that are listening to this, or other people, athletics are built through community support. If you really want to see teams succeed, the teams that succeed are the people that have huge fan bases, right? Or loyal fan bases. And you know what? You know why they do it? Because they see our kids they want to perform, they have good moral character, and they're going to persevere through whatever we give them. And that's what they want to see, right? Our parents in this community wants to see people that love them back as much as we love them being there. And I think that's the difference that you'll see with us. Not saying that other teams do or don't do it. I'm just saying is our goal is to be above and beyond to make this whole town want to come see a wrestling match if they've never seen a wrestling match.
Yeah. Well, these kids are here today. They're gone later today. I mean, it goes pretty darn quick. So this is a great opportunity. We're mixing up our format a little bit. We were tacking on our wrestlers of the week, but we're going to change that up this time.
Yeah. So last week we did the little 10 to 15 second clips of the wrestler of the week, and it was amazing. It was great. I think it catches people's attention, and they can see it, and it's quick, and they don't have to hear me talk and say, "Man, that guy bored the hell out of me." So I think those things are super vital to do those little pieces, and it's great to represent the kids, to have the kids represent our college and represent their high schools. And be able to represent their family, right? By being wrestlers of the week. It's a big deal for us. Yeah,
absolutely. And those wrestlers of the week vignettes, those will be on the social media channels. This will be on the website, and we'll get this worked into. Terry Pack, head men's and women's wrestling coach here at SEC from the Den. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it.